Well, I just want to know if everybody can really see me. Yeah. Mm, let me clear. How y'all can see me good. Well, today is Women's Morning, Women's Day. I just want to wish every woman a happy Women's Day, a blessed day, full of blessings, full of good news, full of good companies, good energy. I just want to cry. Look at my eyes are watering right now. Just want to cry because it's a special day, but I think a Woman's Day should be every day. Special day is every day. Um, but here we are. Don't be so hard on yourself. That is something that is real, and someone needs to tell you that because, listen, life is already hard. Life is already happening, and you have to understand how to deal, how to survive, and how to just live in a certain way with your triggers, and your traumas, because within or not, they'll be there whole life with you, inside of you, in your mind, in your heart, and probably people like me cannot see what you're going through, but God, trust me, God sees everything. He sees your struggles, He sees your bad thoughts, He sees your anxiety, He sees your depression, He sees your intentions, He sees it all. Trust me, He sees it all. And you just need to trust that He's seeing you, He's watching you, and He will not let you struggle yourself. Um, Sometimes the struggles really, I don't like this line, this little hair here. um, Sometimes we confuse ourselves too much, and we forget that everything was already written, you know. There is someone that already knows about us, what we do, who we are, what we're trying to accomplish. Everything was made before we even were here. And so we need to trust and we must believe it. We must believe it because anxiety, depression, overthinking, all these little stuff that stress us every day, it's just a waste of time. And it's something that is just happening inside of us, in our brain, because sometimes we truly suffer for stuff that it don't really matter. It don't really exist. It maybe will never happen. And we are believing it. We are so much struggle and so much into ourselves. What a selfish person, right? That we decide to create a history in our mind. We decide. Nobody forced us. We decide to think about it, to overthink about it, and believe about it. You know? And this is something that we need to understand. Sometimes we truly believe our own fantasies. And why? Tell me. Why we must not believe the best of life? You know? Why we not believe the best things in life is gonna happen? Why we don't believe that the best business is about to come? Why we don't believe that the best relationship is waiting for us? Why we don't believe those stuff that is so fulfilling and so, how to explain, how, what is the word? Because it's more than amazing. It's more than good. It's more than great. This awesomeness. This stuff that is behind and way more far away than we can think and we can understand. How? how to reach that level of understanding and belief. How? Because we know already, something happened, a friend betrayal, something in our day, maybe so little and small, don't really go the way we want, but we just think everything is bad, and it's not. Everything is happening for a reason, and trust me, maybe really God try to talk to you and tell you many times about it. Like, listen, this friend is not for you. This person is not right. Listen, you shouldn't say that. Listen, you better not go that place with those clothes. Listen, you better do things this way, cause I'm telling you. Listen, oh, today your back hurt. Maybe something you did yesterday. You did something yesterday that you shouldn't. Maybe, just maybe, God is really trying to talk to you, and you are not listening. You are not aware. You are so much into yourself, your ideas, your dreams. You know, just you. What about the rest? The rest of the people that surround you, that maybe believing you are not, but they are there. And so they have certain expectations in you and with you. Are you willing to give the reason to them for like, oh, I knew she weren't doing that. I knew. Or you maybe are the person who overcome all the difficulties, and then all these people that weren't really ready to support you will be surprised. What kind of person you want to be, you know? And sometimes when you want to be great, it's truly a lonely construction. You know, it's a lonely construction because the huge and the biggest changes that happen, nobody sees. It's just between you and God. Nobody sees. Nobody sees what you struggle with. Nobody sees your insecurities. Nobody sees your fears. Nobody sees how much you are scared about going or not going. Nobody sees that. So you must understand as soon as possible that your success depends on you, in what you believe, in who you believe. You believe in yourself instead of believing in God first. You believe in what your friend says instead, like asking God, God, what do you want from me? You know, because I ask God a lot, like, God, what do you want from me? What I should say? How should I ask? Why, and what do I need to answer here? Because sometimes I get really stressed out with people, you know, because we are humans, and that's it, we are emotional beings. And many times, most of the times, and pretty often, we decide that we do this or we're done. Depend how we feel, and depend the mood we are today. And success is not tied to your mood and how you feel today. You may be not feeling the best way to do it or to go for it, but you must go. You know why? Because your success, it doesn't depend about how you feel. It depends about what you do every day. And this is a construction. It's really a construction, and it's very lonely because it starts inside of you. It starts when you wake up and you go straight to your phone, or you go straight to the TV, or just go without saying God. Do you just open your eyes and say, God, good morning. Oh, thank you for another day. Thank you for giving my spirit again to my body and for protecting me. Thank you for not letting me go. Thank you so much for giving me another opportunity, another day, another 24 hours to do my best with what I have. Protect me this day, give me peace, give me understanding, give me reason, and give me a lot of patience to deal with people that is not ready for my message and is not ready for you. And help me please to forgive the people that is trying to hurt me, and forgive them because probably they don't know what they doing. But if they do, God, if they do what they do, if they know what they're doing, you know what to do. I don't want to make them angry, and I don't want them to make you angry neither. You know, just protect me and protect their heart, protect their spirit, and just give me good news today. It has to be simple. you know? It just has to be. Sometimes we really scare ourselves. Me, I have a lot of messages to give, and sometimes I feel very shy about it. But today I just decided to come here and give you a message because I feel very sad, and it's something inside of me. Look, my eyes are watering right now. Sometimes I feel that I have to say something and I just don't say it because I overthink about it, and I come to myself in my own mind and talk to me like who I am to give this message, who I am to carry this, who I am to say these words. I'm not perfect. I'm a sinner. I'm still figuring out stuff for myself. I'm still figuring out how I keep going in this road. I'm still trying to figure it out. So why should I come here and give a message? and that's and that's the message. You don't have to be perfect to give a message, because listen, God really used imperfect people. He don't want no perfect, the ones who know how to do everything and oh very smart, they don't want that kind of people. God wants the people that wants to get better and be better. And I am living in that loop for a long time. Like, I want to be better and I want to do better, and sometimes I feel this loop, it never ends and probably will never end, and I'm just now understanding that this loop is forever and ever. You must be hungry, and you better be always hungry for success. Success in what? First of all, success with yourself and on yourself. Are you able to control your thoughts? Maybe don't you're not, because I'm not perfect. I'm not able to control my thoughts every time, but I'm able to recognize them and work on them. Recognize when I'm having an evil intention, recognize when I'm willing to say something that I truly shouldn't, you know, willing to do better and to be better. Example, sometimes we catch ourselves in situations when we are about to explode and just say something that is like, it's not fair. Nobody deserves to listen to this, but I just want to say it. I want to say it because I want you to feel the way I'm feeling right now, and we do that. How many times you catch yourself in that situation? Oof, I catch myself pretty often, and that's the first step. You need to catch yourself in those evil thoughts, evil intentions. These evil spirits that want you to just explode, be emotional. But you have to be rational. You can't be emotional. We are emotionals already because by nature, but by force, by discipline, we are better. By discipline. Discipline is a word that sounds pretty awesome. It sounds pretty solid and pretty structured. And it's true. Discipline is structure. Discipline is a plan. Discipline is more that we can understand because we must do it. Sometimes we don't understand, and we sometimes probably never understand, but we must do it because what? Because we must believe in it. You know, how bad and how hard you believe on that in order to keep working for it, even when you don't understand. Because sometimes you will not understand what is happening and why it's happening, what is happening, and why you feel the way you feel, and why things happen the way it happened. But sometimes it's not your work to understand why it happened, what happened, how it happened. Your work sometimes just work for it. You need just to work. And I realize many people really don't want to work. Um, they don't want to work, they don't want to be better, they don't want to do better. They want to be better, but they don't want to do extra work. And I understand who wants to be working all the time. But sometimes it's not what you want, it's what it is. And you must do it, because if you don't do it, you probably will not be successful, especially first of all with yourself, you know? Um, there is loss in this existence. You see how many people you see that is truly are not really into God, but they are rich, they are successful, they are CEOs because they accomplish and they follow certain roles that are here in this world, in this existence, in this earth. There's many laws, but if you have ever read Deepak Chopra, Seven Laws of the Spirituality, you will understand, you know, you will understand a little bit more. But just example, a devotional, do a devotional every day, every morning, just to remind yourself why you here, and why you keep trying. You know, it's very important for you to remind yourself why you keep trying, because you must try. You must never quit. You can rest, you can pause, you can breathe, but you can't quit. That's not an option. It will never be an option, you quitting. You are occupying a space here in this earth, in this world. And now you just want to give up and pretend, well, pretend like I'm cool with it. It's not the way it works, you know? Surely you must believe it, and you must do it, and you must work for it. And you must take notes, you must realize what your mistakes are, you must realize why you doing what are you doing, what are you trying to accomplish besides the professional goals inside of you. You're trying to be a better person, why, for what? And it's important you to make yourself uncomfortable questions, because if you make yourself uncomfortable and you reverse that and you can answer that and make yourself uncomfortable again and again, you answer that uncomfortable question to yourself, the world, every time the world comes to you with a problem, with something to solve, you may not have the answers, but you are ready to face it, you know. And you need to be able to face stuff in this life. We need people to survive. We need people to move forward. We need people to succeed. And we are people too. So we must understand how to deal with people. Because we need people, you know? And there is good people and there is bad people. And it's our obligation understanding who they are and what they want. We maybe not will understand everything, but that's why we need to ask God, like, what this person wants from me. God, I want to be close to this person. Please show me. Show me. You need to ask. 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 Show me. That's what I say many times. You need to ask. Because you need to ask. Show me, you know, and you need to show yourself that you are capable and you are willing to try. First of all, this is a scientific fact, you know. Many thousands of years ago, we are humans, we're always in survival mode, you know, surviving, ready to hunt, go to the caves, go to the hunt again, probably risking be killed, never seeing a family again. So some have that survival mode, and the spirit is inside of us, you know, it is there. And but that happened a long time ago. Today in the day we don't need to go hunt and catch our own food, you know, and be creating houses with our own hands in caves, like under the trees or whatever. We don't need to do none of that anymore. So, but it's in our DNA. We always somehow looking for that survival mode instinct. And it's good for us to know how to survive. It's good, it's great. You need to know how to survive, but you don't need to be in survival mode. So don't be so hard on yourself, okay? Life is already hard, people is already hard, but you need to do what you can do, which is controlling yourself and getting yourself better every time, every day, and every opportunity you have, you know? Um, People is hard, people is difficult, but this is not your fault, this is not your problem, but it is something that you gotta deal with, you know. Today, fasting forward after those thousands of years ago that we used to hunt our own food and create our own houses and do stuff that today we don't gotta do anymore, because today we just go and rent an apartment, we go to the market and we DoorDash or whatever. We have comfort, and we really didn't move forward with that, you know. Sometimes it's in our DNA to be in that mood, you know, looking for easy stuff, saving energy, not willing to work, you know. But that this is something that we need to work in. It don't matter how I feel, it matter what I do. It's important for you to know how to survive, but you don't have to be in survival mode. You know, that kills you. Not that kills you, but kills opportunities, kills sometimes the best of you, who you are and what you can do, who you can be, you know. And it's important for us to understand that we must know how to survive, but we don't need to be in survival mode. We must know how to flow with it, flow with life, flow with people, flow with our own feelings, because our feelings are gonna betray us all the time. And but we must look into it, feel whatever we feel, and try to discern and understand, because it's not good for us to just ignore the way we feel, you know. We must recognize the way we feel, and we must give us an opportunity to understand ourselves and why we feel the way we feel, because sometimes our primary emotion always is, oh, I'm angry, so angry. And sometimes you're not even angry, sometimes you're just scared or frustrated or sad or disappointed, you know. Sometimes you're not even angry. You're not. But it's your is the easiest way to lie to yourself and to someone else. Be angry. And sometimes it's not the truth. Sometimes you're not even angry. Just sometimes are hurt, heartbroken, or disappointed, or just tired of trying and nothing working out. And I get it, because I've been trying to stuff for so long and stuff hasn't been work out for me. You know, I can quit. I will not quit. That's not an option. Listen. I will keep working for what I want. It doesn't matter how hard it gets. You know, and I hope you can receive this message and understand that you don't need to be so hard in yourself. You don't. You don't deserve that. You deserve to be understood, you know? So please, first take the first step and try to understand yourself. Understand what you got inside of you, because sometimes you are a certain way because your parents raised you that way. And trust me, sometimes your parents did the best they could with what they had, you know. Have you thought before, like, maybe maybe they didn't have what I'm looking for, or what I'm hoping or asking for? Maybe their parents weren't that good. Maybe their parents didn't talk to them too much. Maybe there is many maybes, but there is just one reality at this present moment and what you can do with it. You know, communication. People is so hard to communicate. So hard. Everything triggers them. They get so emotional. You sometimes cannot talk too much because everything is an offense, you know. And this is not your fault. It's sometimes it's not their fault neither, but it's their responsibility to get better. And it's good when you understand what is your role here, you know. Um, I feel like I always gotta give a message, because messages like this is what keep me alive and save me from the bottom, because somehow I've been in the bottom before, especially emotionally, you know. um, I felt like I was doing everything great and something really bad happened to me, and I couldn't understand. I almost got really depressed on why that happened to me, why this person hurt me that way, why this person tried to kill me like that, you know. um, that made me feel very bad, and because that situation changed my life forever, and I gotta keep moving forward. You know, I can't get stuck in the feeling of what happened to me. Um, I think about that every day almost. You know, but what I can do, I can move forward. That's all I can do. I can move forward. I can get better from it, even if I didn't deserve it. That's how I feel. But sometimes we feel we don't deserve stuff that just happened, you know. And unfortunately, are there to help us to find something else about ourselves, or how great we can be, you know, because we can be greater than what we think and what we believe too. You know, sometimes we think and sometimes we believe, but you must believe. And I believe I'll be great. I believe I'll be something and someone that people will not forget easy, you know. And it's not just because about boxing, it's because about the person that I am and the message that I carry, you know. You must never be scared of giving up your comfort place and going to a land that nobody knows and you don't know, and go there and start from zero. Listen, deserts are also places for you to build. So don't be scared if you gotta go somewhere where it's nothing, just you. Don't be scared, you know. Don't be scared because the Bible says so many times, hundreds of times, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I didn't post this live today. Don't be scared, don't be afraid actually. I didn't share this live today, but good, because this message is it's gonna get you. It's gonna get you. And don't be so hard on yourself. That's all I gotta say. Don't be so hard on yourself. And today, because this is the Women's Day too, I wanted to say I talk about a little bit in my Instagram in this morning. Spoil the little woman that you love, whoever she is. Spoil a woman today. Spoil it because I believe Women's Day should be something that everyday thing, everyday actions, everyday wars, everyday construction. But thank God we have a day, International Day, and this is very important because we are part of this system or this world and this society. Um, I came from a woman, and I'm sure you did too. So imagine your power. You being a man or you being a woman. Imagine your power. You came from a woman. A woman gives life. You know who have that power. God make us and put us in this world. Imagine he did that, and here we are 3000 years later. Here still we are, this civilization getting better and better and more technologic and more smart, and we came from him. And then now all these generations coming from a woman. Have you thought about that? How valuable is that, and how valuable is the woman that you got in your life? Your mama, your grandma, your auntie, your girlfriend, your wife, your sister, your daughter. Women are goddess, and I hope you can understand that and value it. Because the message of a woman has been changed. I know all the women understood that it's because the system, and it's because the way they build the woman's image and the way we women got the way we women we didn't got easy with it, but we kinda give up our power, and we started feeding the system's power. You know how with so many actions and so many areas that women got involved, and I got myself involved in that too somehow. Nothing deep, but I saw myself in a situation very very upsetting for me today that I realized, I did it by curiosity, and I kind of like it, and that's where I quit it because um, I don't want something that is gonna hurt me, hurt my power and my connection with God. First of all, you know, He put me here and He helped me go through so many things that I never thought I could go. And I know, and I say that I will never, never, never go through situations that I went through myself if it wasn't for God. I would not be here today if it wasn't for Him. You know, I saw myself in pretty bad situations before, especially when I got here into America. I survived. Oh, I survived, and I'm here to tell this story to the world. So I cannot see myself involved in things that is gonna take my power away, because God gave me that power. So we must just keep moving forward, and we must believe it that we are powerful beings. And that was my message today, and I want to just thank everybody who sees this message, and I hope this message really gets you. And remember, don't be so hard on yourself. Just work on yourself. You are able to do anything you want, but you must be realistic. You must be with God. You can do it yourself, and you must learn how to deal with people because you cannot get nowhere without people. You need people. You are a person, right? You need other persons. That's what we do. We need people. We need our tribe. And not everybody is awake mentally, spiritually, blah 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 blah. But somehow we need to do our part, to give the message. And we just gotta do what we can do, and we just gotta control what we can control. We need to understand that sometimes, and many times, we will not be able to be under control about certain stuff. So that is when we have to understand that we do what we can do with what we have. And you better do your best with what you have today. Because whether or not today is all that matters. You better understand and have a realistic plan for tomorrow, for your future, whatever you want. But you must do the best you can with what you have today. I want to tell you thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope that I can be back very soon. Mucha paz y mucho amor.